Hello and welcome to Lauren's English Corner. Today's lesson's been requested by one of our viewers, Fisia Tiga. I'm really sorry if I've mispronounced your name. Fisia wanted to know what was the difference between must and have to. So in today's lesson, that's what we're going to look at, the difference between must and have to. This is a very good question because must and have to do have very similar meanings. Often you can use one or the other and pretty much it would mean the same thing. However, there are situations where it would be better to use must and situations where it would be better to use have to. So that's what I'm going to give you some examples of today. Let's start with must. Now, must is seen as a little bit more serious than, a bit stronger than have to, and it's more formal. We use must a lot in the written form for laws, regulations or rules. Let's look at an example. A law. A road law that we have in the UK is that you must stop when there is a red light. You must stop when there is a red light. A regulation, health and safety regulation, would be one that you would see at a building site. Hard hats must be worn at all times. Hard hats must be worn at all times. And a rule, maybe for a school, the rule would be that children must wear a full school uniform. Children must wear a full school uniform. So what does this word must mean? We use it when there isn't a choice. If something says that we must do it and we don't, there generally is going to be a bad outcome, a bad result because of that. So for example, you must stop at a red light. If we do not listen to this and we carry on driving, we could cause an accident or we could receive a fine. If we don't wear a hard hat when we go to a building site, we would be asked to leave, we could lose our job if we were working there, and we could be injured if something falls on our head. And if a child doesn't wear her school uniform or his school uniform, then they could also be sent home and possibly receive detention, etc. So therefore, there is no choice. It's something we must do. Now, this is what we use mostly for written form. When we use have to, it does have the same meaning. It is something that we don't really have a choice, something that we need to or must do. However, have to is often used in a more informal way. So we were more likely to say have to if we were speaking. We could say about the children, example, children must wear school uniform, must wear a full school uniform, but we might say to somebody else, oh, my children have to wear school uniform. The have to also could be used again for the hard hat. The person working on the building site would say, oh, I have to wear a hard hat. This is also where you can see another use of have to, because it's used often in a negative way. We use it when we need to do something that we don't want to do, but we feel that we must. There isn't much choice. So, for example, your friend might say to you, "Are you coming to the party tonight?" And you say, "Oh, I wish, but I have to finish my homework," or "I have to revise for my exam tomorrow." The use of have to shows that you'd rather be at the party, but you feel that your homework or your exam is more important. In this case, you're not going to get in trouble, or you're not going to get a fine or cause any damage if you don't do your homework, but there's still a negative result. Perhaps you'll get in trouble with your teacher, or if you don't revise for your exam, you could fail your test. So therefore, because it's important, you would say, I have to. Another example could be you tell your friend, I'm going to be late to your house today because I have to drop something off at the bank, or I have to pick something up at the post office. This shows that because you're saying have to, it shows that it's important. You can't do it another time. It needs to be done today, hence why you're going to be late. But in this case, it's very unlikely that you dropping something off at the bank or picking up something from the post office is going to be life or death or is going to cause a massive problem. In fact, you could probably do it the next day and it would be okay. It's just more convenient for you to do it that day. But rather than just saying, I'm going to drop something off at the bank so I'll be late, if we say, I have to drop something off at the bank, it adds to your reason, to your excuse, to try and show that it's important, there's some urgency involved. You have no choice. It needs to be done today. So just from these a few examples, we're just showing really that with must, it's more formal, it's used more in writing, and it's a little bit more stronger meaning. With have to, it's used more in speech because it's slightly informal, and sometimes it's not as strong, but we want to try and give it a stronger meaning, that we have no choice. On a side note, another use of must in a positive way we can use when we think something is definite. For example, if a child does really well on their exam or they receive a special certificate from school, often people will say to the parent, you must be so proud. You must be so proud. What they mean is that you are certain that they are definitely going to be proud of their child. There's no doubt about it. And this is a positive meaning. Another example could be somebody is pregnant, especially if they've been trying for a long time and now suddenly they're successful and they're pregnant. You would say to them, oh, you must be so pleased, or you must be so happy. So that's just as another use of the word must, a slightly different meaning to something that you have no choice over. In this case, we mean that you are definitely happy or definitely proud. So I hope that helps a little bit with your understanding of must and have to. And please feel free to do the same as Fasiha. And if you would like to receive or listen to a particular lesson on any type of grammar point or pronunciation, please leave your message in the comments below and we'll try our best to get you a lesson as soon as we can. So please comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Lauren's English Corner.